to our last story where the math has not been mathing. Yo, as in, it's been a mess. So Kamene Goro, her husband DJ Bones, and one DJ K-Trix are in Mombasa. They're doing a 4-day tour of Mombasa, basically to show them what the entertainment scene should be looking like. Because let's be honest, the people at Coastal are very blasé about everything, you know?
For sure.
As in, businesses open all of 10 a.m. As in, there's just a very cool, lazy vibe about everything, you know? So basically, she has gone there to educate them, or benchmarking, okay? I mean, and let's be honest, Kamene Goro has been taking the entertainment scene by storm. In every career, in every facet of whatever she's in, she will do the thing. And this time, she's doing entertainment and club appearances and everything. So before they kick-started the whole tour of Mombasa and the clubs and everything, they had this press release where they sat down with members of the press in Mombasa just to tell them what's happening, to tell them what's going down, when and where, at what time, the charges and everything. And during this press release, a journalist, or rather a content creator, decided to ask a very interesting question. Now, let's be honest, in her career, she has said a few problematic things. Not necessarily problematic, it's entertaining things, you know? Because even podcasters, sometimes you find yourself oversharing. Radio presenters, sometimes you say something and you're like, ooh, maybe the public did not need to know that. And it's warranted. Did we not laugh? Did we not talk about it? Did she not do her job of entertaining? So a while back in 2019, she had mentioned something along the lines of her body count. And people holier than thou decided to say, that is very much, that is a lot, that is, you know. And we were all on our high horse judging Kamene Goro for coming out with this information. When you know very well Nyambura, your hands like this cannot fit the body count. You know, I mean, people were very quick to come for Kamene Goro. It's like all of us became saints. All of us had zero body count. All of us were virgins. We really, really came for that girl. But at the end of the day, it was showbiz, it was entertainment, it did the job. But now someone decided to bring up the past, and more so in front of her husband, because the question was, you said after your very controversial statement that corporates dropped you. So what advice would you have for somebody who's in the same situation? And then we finished the very same question with, body count yako imefika wapi saizi? And Kamene Goro was very quick to shut that down by saying, you know what, just because I'm a public figure does not mean you get to embarrass me or put me on the spot like that. We are all human beings. I have accorded you respect. So it's just normal that you would do the same to me, especially in front of my husband. Anyway, she stood up and she left. Granted, she should have, you know. She should not even have addressed it, you know. She was the bigger person. She said what she said, and she stood up and she left. That was a lot. But at the same time, why do we hold people in the limelight on such a high
moral standard?
Exactly, moral standard.
Yeah.
What's the reason?
Yeah. I feel like with Kamene Goro, especially the way she responded to that question, I genuinely, I may have, let me tell you the truth, I may have stood up and started going like this. You know that free, that's a Leonardo DiCaprio shot where he stands up and he's just like, yes, good job, baby girl. Because to be entirely honest, that was such a, the question started off
It was very unnecessary.
The question started off okay. And had she ended it right there, in fact, I think we were having this conversation yesterday, it was the tone. The way she asked that question was with like a very menacing tone attached to it. It's like, oh yeah, let's embarrass you now because we need to get some controversial conversation out of this. Not everything needs to have a controversy tied to it. Not every interview with a celebrity needs to be controversial. Not every single thing that is said by a person needs to be taken back and quoted back and filtered through blogs because they said something risque. And I love that she was very particular as well. She said, you specifically, I have been very kind to you. So you can imagine there's some other stuff that probably happened in the background, and Kamene was probably the one to help her out, and yet this person the whole time was just plotting against her. That was very, very uncouth. I don't like it. I didn't like that response. Imagine. And the worst part, it is their press release. Imagine, you have given people the ability to come and sit down and take information from you, first-hand information. And this is how they thank you? By trying to drag your name in the mud? How disrespectful. I could have gotten everyone's head on a... People, not people.
Not everyone is Michelle Obama and Kamene Goro. Actually, when you go low, they will go high and they will be dignified. One day you will bump into a toothy, you know? You go low, tunakutana uko underwater. Yeah, we meet in Bikini Bottom. We meet in hell. Because just be kind to people. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what prompted the conversation. People are different versions of themselves at different times. So, yeah, don't be very unnecessary in your endeavors.